Okay, so this is going to be my Penn State Rutgers preview. So Penn State is ranked number 14, and they're going to be going into Rutgers Stadium, High Point Solutions tomorrow, versus Rutgers, who are 1-9. They haven't quite had the season that they probably would have liked to. They've had some games where they've been okay, and they've had other games where they've really been really bad. Games like losing to Buffalo by 29, Kansas by 41, getting blown out by Maryland, getting blown out to Ohio State. Michigan, that blowout I don't think was quite as bad because Michigan's a really good team and they did enough to not get completely obliterated. But then they've had some games where they've been okay. They've been somewhat competitive. I'm talking the Northwestern game where they almost beat them. It was a 3-point game. Northwestern's weird with that, but still a good game. And Indiana was only a one-score game. It was 24-17 when they played them in a home game. And Wisconsin wasn't horrible too. The reason why I'm not going to include it though was because it was 31-17, but it was kind of like Rutgers kind of got the last touchdown in garbage time. It really wasn't that close. It was 24-3 going into the fourth quarter. From what I see with Rutgers is I see a decent quarterback who can do some decent things, but nothing special. He's a true freshman. He's got some potential, but he's too young. And on almost every team in the Big Ten, he probably would not be the starter, but he is the starter here because he really does not have. Rutgers doesn't have many options. They got this nice running back, this freshman. He's not bad. He broke one against Michigan, but they just don't have enough playmakers offensively to really continuously get open. But they do have that guy. I think he's also a true freshman, but they're just not deep enough there. The O-line isn't anything special, and this quarterback isn't anything special yet. He has the potential, though, I think. He's just a little young still. Defensively, they're not great. They don't really have anything great defensively, but the problem is a lot of the problem with the defense is they're always getting out there because the offense can't stay on the field, so they're getting tired throughout the game. So what I mean is that with Penn State, okay, this is a game where it's noon, okay. Rutgers is going to take it seriously, but you wonder how much they're really playing for. They're 1-9 right now. How much do they really care about this game? That's my real thing. The matchups, I honestly think that we have a pretty good advantage in almost every position, every facet of the game. But Rutgers could hang around. The only reason why I think they could hang around is possibly if maybe Penn State could have a sloppy turnover, give them good field position, a big, kick return or something, or maybe like a red zone turnover where we don't get points or we have to settle for a lot of field goals. If everything goes Rutgers' way and we have a bad game offensively and we play sloppy defensively, they could, possibly squeak out something. But that, seems very unlikely. But I think Rutgers could make it competitive if Penn State comes out and sleepwalks. I think that's a much more comparable outcome that you could see, like maybe going into the fourth quarter and it's still within 2 scores. And that's if Penn State comes out, they play sloppy, they're not getting open, they're having some trouble in certain areas in the red zone. I think that Penn State overall, I think they should be able to run the ball pretty well. I think they should be able to get open. This is what you kind of see with Penn State. You kind of see a team that their offense struggles to get open against the better teams in the Big Ten. The O-line, they're hard. Sometimes they're overwhelmed. They can't establish a run game. But against the average defenses like Iowa, Wisconsin, even slightly above average defenses like those, they can put up points. Like last week they put up 22, but they left a lot of points on the board, including an extra point. Probably should have been around 30. Iowa probably should have been less than 30. But I think if they do what they have been against the teams that they have been and the level Rutgers is, Penn State should be scoring somewhere in the 30s. And if they get going and maybe get some garbage time points, they could really get up to 40 or 50, honestly. But I just don't know if it's going to happen. I think they're going to come out kind of slow. I'm thinking about 34 points for Penn State, and I'm thinking 10 points for Rutgers. I just don't think Rutgers has enough, and I think our defense is getting better throughout the year. I think they're going to be a little bit overwhelmed with our front 4 and front 7. I think they will maybe have some success running the ball at times in breakout plays, and I think the quarterback will be able to make enough passes to sustain drives at some points and maybe not having a lot of 3-and-outs, but I don't think they're going to be able to consistently do that and make passes and make connections work routinely to put themselves in the best position to win the game. So I got 34-10. I'm going the under, and I'm going siding with Rutgers slightly with a 24-point win for Penn State with the 28-point spread, I believe. So that's my pick. That's what I think. Let's hope it happens. Peace out.